Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you these delicious Hawaiian bread rolls. They are shaped like roses, of course, so I'm going to be taking you through the whole process. The best part, there are no eggs in this, so stay tuned. Let's get started. Set a sieve over a clean bowl. We're putting in 5 cups of flour, and I'm just doing this in batches because I did not want to overfill the sieve. I couldn't find my big sieve, so here we go with the one I could find. And you just do this in batches. You want to make sure it's well sifted because that will help with the mixing process for the flour. You can use any type of flour you want. I think I am using Acorn all-purpose flour right here. Warm up half cup of milk. Add in 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. I'm using fast dry yeast because I do not want to wait too long for it to bloom. I'm just going to be proofing my yeast. Put in half a teaspoon of sugar, just stir. Put that in a warm place. I put it in the microwave. Do not turn on the microwave. I'm just putting it in this warm spot to proof it for 10 minutes. Set your timer for 10 minutes and then you'll be able to see the results if that yeast is good or not. Time to measure out the egg replacement. This will be 2 eggs if you want to use eggs. I'm using flaxseed and I'm putting 2 tablespoons of flaxseed and a 1/3 cup of water. Mix that in well, mix it well and leave it to rise for 10 minutes. It will be good to proof this at the same time as the yeast so that it will be ready just about the same time. In a second clean bowl, put in half a cup of sugar, half teaspoon of salt, 1 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're checking on our yeast right here. You can see it's alive, it's blooming, it's thankful, it's not dead. That's our flaxseed egg replacement. Just add that, so that will be where you add your eggs. If you're using eggs, 2 eggs, remember. Scrape that all in. 1 cup of pineapple juice, a 1/4 cup of whole milk Greek yogurt. Scrape that into the mix. A 1/4 cup of melted butter and our proven yeast right there in our warm milk. Stir to mix that in. And then we're going to add our flour in batches. This is very important because I'm not using any mix for this, so you want to add your flour in batches. And a reminder, we measured out 5 cups of flour, but we're setting aside 1 cup of flour from that measurement. Using 4 cups of flour in batches in this mixture. Set aside 1 cup just for your kneading and for your rolling and all of that. Going in with clean hands. My hands are well washed, dried, and we're just going to mix that in very well. Remember to scrape the sides of your bowl as you're kneading. With your hands, try to scrape all that flour on the sides into the dough mixture. And I just want to show you how it looks. You can see it's still a bit sticky. I'm leaving that 1 cup of flour to use for our kneading. See how the dough still looks sticky a bit, just so you know how it's supposed to look when you're making yours. Turn it into a flat plate and I'm going to oil this bowl. Just rub some butter or oil, whatever it is you want to use. Put that dough right back in. You can see how it's still sticky. Let it rise for about 45 minutes. I'm not turning on my microwave, just putting it in a warm place to rise. Prepping my area, kneading my dough, shaping it, rolling it, all that good stuff. 45 minutes has passed and it's ready. You can see it's risen, the yeast is working. I'm going to be using this to cut out the round shape. You don't need to buy the tools, just utilize what you have around your house. This is where we use the 1 cup of flour we see. Shape it. You can see I poured the flour on it so it's not too sticky when I'm cutting it. Once it's risen, the stickiness is not too bad. Cut the dough into however many pieces you want. Try to make sure that they are even in size and number. I have 12 dough pieces here. Roll the dough out and use the pot lid to press the dough to cut out the shape. Dust some flour on top of the dough so it doesn't stick. We are going to be stacking all the rolled pieces on top of each other on the flat plate. Again, roll out and shape it like so. Place the round dough on top of the other one. Ensure to dust the top with flour so that it doesn't stick to the one on the bottom. If not, all your rolling would have been wasted and you will have to start all over again. You want those round pieces to remain separate. To save time, I'm not going to show how I roll out every single piece. This is the last dough piece, getting it ready to be rolled out. Alright, the last one is done and you can see all the pieces that we have there. I am just counting how many pieces I have. There are about 20 dough rounds. Lay them out like this to get that rose shape. This is very important. You need a skewer. You're just going to make a straight line and then gently roll. You want to try to keep it as tight as possible. Cut in half and you can see there's our rose shape. Very easy, not complicated. Repeat it until you're done with your dough, and even if you don't have an even number of dough, use whatever number you want. Just ensure you have at least 3 pieces each to create a good looking rose. See how our roses are looking? Finish shaping and cutting out the rest of the dough. And look at our roses. We are going to let this rise to prove it for a second time. Second proof is complete. You can see how full each rose now looks. Time to brush with some egg wash. If you do not want to use an egg wash and you want to keep this completely vegan, you can use any nut milk, store-bought or homemade. I would have my videos for homemade coconut milk and almond milk linked down below. Brush the egg wash into every crevice, and the egg wash is just 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of water mixed. Place in the middle rack of an oven already preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 23 minutes. And it's ready! Very simple, very easy. You can use this for Thanksgiving. This Hawaiian rolls will be a great starter to share before the main meal. It's a delicious addition to any Thanksgiving menu. It's very simple, very easy to make. You do not need a bread mixer, you do not need an electric mixer, you just use your hands to mix. Cut it up, serve and enjoy. Have a wonderful day. Bye!